Ray, did the Broncos defense play dirty last night?
Absolutely not. I call it football at its finest. You know, you think about the thing that they're really trying to make us kind of grasp in the National Football League, and that is don't hit nobody in the head. Cam Newton is 6'6". Most corners, most DBs, 6'2", 6'3". Everybody's all different sizes. The game changes once. If I come at an offensive player and he ducks, the whole angles change, everything. So when you talk about people headhunting, I don't know if they're supposed to hit him soft, or if they're supposed to just go lay on him and say, oh, no, he's one of the most physical quarterbacks we've ever seen in the National Football League, right? He's one of the most outspoken quarterbacks we've ever seen in the National Football League. His dances, all these different things, it all comes with the game. But when you talk about how the game is supposed to be played, if you're the Denver Broncos, that's the way you play defense. You come in there, and if this quarterback is as physical as he is, you hit him until he gets tired of being hit. Listen, I just think, Skip, honestly, if we keep going this direction to where every hit is supposed to be a penalty.
Question.
Yeah, it's a question. Then the game is no more fun. What do you tell defenders to do? I don't know how we keep telling defenders to slow down doing and hit, and you don't know, you can't anticipate what the other guy is gonna do. So all you can do is just fly football. Listen, I'm watching the game last night and I'm jumping out my seat, right? And I'm not a Denver fan. And everybody knows this. I'm not a Denver fan. But I'm saying to myself, this is freaking football. This is one of the best games I've seen in a long time.
Yep.
So I don't know. I don't think we should put a black eye on this game because of a couple of hits to the helmet.
You know what? I was watching this ball game, and I knew it early on. I could see it coming because Cam completed a pass, and he started talking with T.J. Ward. Kevin Benjamin started talking, and I knew it was coming. Cam is the unquestioned leader, and what you try and do is you try to break the unquestioned leader. They didn't break him, boy, but they came awful close. They made him think long and hard.
They did.
He knew they were coming, and in the second half, when after all that talking was going on and he was celebrating and dancing in the end zone, they came out with a different mindset. If you look at that defense in the second half as opposed to the first half, they turned it up, and they turned it way up. It reminded you of what you saw in the Super Bowl for 4 quarters, but that second half was a thing of beauty. And this is what you're going to get with Cam. I mean, he's a big guy. He lowered his head on scrambling, trying to get out of bounds. He lowered his head, but the hit by Stewart.
Yes, sir.
My question is, you're not going to talk to Cam? You're not going to, son, are you okay?
They said the NFL said that they did.
Well, I didn't see it. Well, you know, they didn't give us the pay-and view, so that might have happened. But you got to do that, Skip. You got to try to punish the quarterback, and especially as much as Cam runs, you got to try to deter him from running the football, because if you let him have a two-way go where he can run it and he can throw it, you're not going to beat the Carolina Panthers. But you got to try to break Cam's spirit. And if you can do that, you can beat this football team. I think there are going to be a couple of fines, more than the one that was called in that ball game, but that's the way you have to play when you're dealing with the Carolina Panthers.
I cannot agree more with both of you. That was a football game last night, and it was a pleasure to watch because Cam Newton plays very physical football also. And you know what happened in the second half? Denver, after he did his new dance, after he dived in the end zone, Denver said, okay, watch this. Here we come. And they out-physicaled Carolina in the second half because they got after Cam Newton.
They did.
They came after him, and then they got after him. And Darian Stewart was all over the football field, dropping blows on people, just nailing. He hit Tolbert one time and just stood him up, the fullback, basically. My God, he was everywhere, and he hit Kelvin Benjamin one time and took him a little bit out of the football game. Like for a while, Kelvin Benjamin, again, coming off a bad injury, but he wasn't sure he wanted to go back in the football game because people were getting rocked.
Right.
And Cam, at one point, blew his last time out because he was both gassed and he'd been battered. Remember when he kneeled in the huddle and then he couldn't get up for a second? And the clock ran out. He just couldn't quite get to the line. Now, he was a warrior down the stretch.
He played tough.
He kept fighting back.
Yes.
So he didn't quit. There was no quit in him. But in the end, the other team was more physical than him. And yet, I will agree, because Cam plays such a physical brand of football, and he does get outside the pocket a lot, and he will run over people.
Yes.
He does get refereed differently than any other quarterback. Now, I don't know if that's fair or unfair, because he is a combo running back and a passer,
Skip,
right?
if Darren Stewart had to hit Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers like he hit Cam Newton, oh, he's blackballed for 2 years. He can't play for 2 years. If he hit Tom Brady in his head or Aaron Rodgers like that, oh, he got to get out the game.
Shay, I'm 100% with you. But still, this is Cam Newton, man.
I understand, but here's the problem that we're having. It's football. You can't legislate football out of football. Football is about tackling.
That's it.
Football at its purest form, in the very beginning, is about imposing your will. What I'm trying to do, because think about this, I'm trying to move a man against his will.
Yes, sir.
He's trying to come this way, I'm trying to go that way. So I've got to impose my will. I want to, at the end of the day, and it might not be the first quarter, it might not be the second quarter, but as the game wears on, I want you to think long and hard. You're going to have to make a decision.
Right.
Do I really want to go across this middle and catch this ball? Do I really want to stand in this box? Do I really want to stand in the pocket and take this lick to the chops?
That's it.
And that's what you're trying to do. And I understand what the NFL is trying to do because of the lawsuits and the concussions and CTEs. I get it. But it is football. And you can only make football so safe when you got men 250, 300 pounds running as fast as they can into other people 250 pounds. There's only so much you can do, Skip.
Okay, so Joy, you said that Cam got hit in the head 4 times, and that's what everybody's reporting. I did not see that personally. I saw one, and that was a big one, and it should have been flagged. Unfortunately, it was, and it came close to knocking him out of the game. And God knows, I hope he doesn't have some effects today from it.
Right.
But the other ones were ticky-tack at best. And even the Von Miller one, when DeMarcus Ware came
got
around
it from
the
back.
Okay, it was inadvertent.
Right.
I mean, he didn't lure and spear him.
Right.
You know, he just banged sort of face mask to face mask. Well, it's going to happen. But I don't think it hurt Cam Newton. And again, when Cam runs outside the pocket, there's going to be some helmet scraping up against helmet because he's running the football and he's running over people, and they're going to hit back. So I didn't have any problem. I wouldn't have called any penalty except the last one.
When you go into the defensive room tomorrow, your defensive coach is stepping up there and he's saying, that's the way to play defense.
Absolutely.
And he's saying it no differently. That's what I'm saying. So I don't know. I don't know what you tell defensive players.
Right.
I just don't know how you tell them to play football anymore. Because you come in there with a physical football team. So the first thing you're saying, the first thing they write up on the board, physical weak.
Right.
Physical weak. And that's the way you deliver hits. But let me tell you something. I said it last year during the Super Bowl. If you don't block Von Miller, he will destroy your offense by himself.
Absolutely.
They start off chipping him early and went away from chipping him late. I never understood how you are the Carolina Panthers played the same guy who won the Super Bowl MVP, and you let this guy go free against your tackle one-on-one, right? The first play he beat him in the fourth quarter when he ran around him, almost got Camp in the back. He comes back the next play and makes the exact same play, right? So when you talk about physicality, I think it comes down to point out who it is, right?
Right.
But I don't think you can identify that many people, bro, when you play that physical football.
And the thing is, when we would play, you identify as, okay, play in Kansas City when Derek Thomas rest his soul, we was like, we can't let him beat us.
That's it.
So if we got to slide the protection always to DT, we got to find out where he is. Okay, we know going in, playing Kansas City, playing the Raiders, it's a 2 chin strap game. Buckle it up, baby, because they coming and we coming. Because they're going to try to impose their will because everybody feels that they're the baddest man. When you play football in the National Football League, everybody thinks they're tough. Except the kickers and the punters.
But that tackle on that side, that Mike Rimmers, for a while, it looked like he did a pretty good job with Vaughn until it really mattered. And then
he was feeling, you know what, Skip? He was feeling real good when he got the chip from Tolbert. And then here come the guard, Trey. He coming out to chip him also. And then all of a sudden, he probably told the coach, I got this. I can handle him by myself now. Vaughn said, no, you can't. But this is what you have to do when you play a Cam Newton or you play a team that's based on physicality. They run the football, they line up, say, you know what, we're tougher than you are today. And the other team, if you back down from the Carolina Panthers, you'll get what you got with the Arizona Cardinals. You see what happened in that game? It got out of hand because they started laying the wood to Arizona, and the game got out of hand. The Denver Broncos and that defense led by Wade Phillips. I know Wade very well. He's my head coach. He's been a defensive coordinator for a long time at the Broncos. He goes up on the board. He's very simple. He said, guys, we're going to play man. Vaughn, D-Ware, you go get him. And when you get there, I want you to come with cruel intentions. Don't come to lay him down. Come to lay him out. Because you send a message, because Cam, if you get to anybody's quarterback, I don't care who it is, or whether he's Cam Newton, Aaron Rodgers, or he's Trevor Siemian, if you punish their quarterback, the whole team is looking.
Get to the head.
It's like, man, you see what they did to him? I don't want none of that.
Okay, so it was very controversial last year with the DAP and blah, blah, blah,
Yes.
and this dance. Okay, you guys know Cam. You especially know Cam.
Yeah.
Would you advise him at some point to curtail it a little bit because of what happened last night? Because you are asking for it from the other team. Forget about what the world thinks about it. Forget about what that community or that community thinks. Think about what the defense thinks about it. Would you tell him maybe you should tone it down a bit because you just you bite off more than you need to chew?
No, absolutely not. What I did tell him already though is, if you gonna do it, do it. If you going in, go all the way in. Don't let nobody see no pain on your face. Don't lay on the ground grimacing. Don't do nothing, because that's when we're looking for that. If I'm on the defensive side, just like Shay said, when I'm hitting you, and I'm seeing, oh, he getting up slower. When you start to show weakness in any football game like that, people keep coming. And that's what Cam has to understand. If you're gonna dance, if you're gonna be this guy who get in the end zone and come out with a new dance every time, right? Our job is to stop you from getting in the end zone. We don't want to see you dance. That's the last thing we're gonna see you dancing. So I'm telling Cam, buckle up your chin strap, get ready to play a physical season, because everybody knows the type of quarterback you is. This is not an Aaron Rodgers. Listen, when we played the Pittsburgh Steelers, it was the same way you had to play Ben.
Absolutely.
The exact same way. Man, you had to play physical football on Big Ben and take him to the ground and mean it with cruel intentions.
Okay,
right?
But Skip,
he didn't dance on you though.
He was dancing in the end zone. He was dancing in the end zone. He gonna do like this here. Every time you turn around.
Roethlisberger?
No, I'm talking about Cam.
Oh, Cam does. No, I'm saying Roethlisberger didn't dance on you though, so you didn't have any further incentive to take it out on.
Well, I
him,
had
right?
further incentive anyway. That was
It was
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
That
There
was
you go.
Pittsburgh.
Touche. Skip,
Yeah, I know.
Skip,
That's
I was a talker. And my offensive line hated it, because I was talking more trash to their guys than the guys that were covering me. Mark Lorette went to the sideline. We all know Mark, and told Alex Gibb, tell Shannon to be quiet because he's getting our guys riled up. That was, hey, you better come ready to play, because I'm going to put the pressure on you, because I'm going to talk junk to Cortez Kennedy. I'm going to talk junk to Chester McLaughlin. I'm going to get all the guys fired up. So if you're not ready to play, because I'm ready to play. I came ready to play every day. How we going to do it today? The safety, how we going to do it? Y'all going to play dirty, y'all going to play it right? To the whistle or after the whistle? Because that's all I needed to know.
Okay,
Because whatever you do to me, I'm going to give it back to you, plus shipping and handling, because I got to make sure you
do you think any safety ever headhunted you because of your trash talk?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Right.
And I welcome, because I was headhunting him too.
Okay.
Because if he tried to get me, if I couldn't get him, he got a teammate, so I got to get your team. Man, why you do that, Sharpe? I said, because he did that to me. But I didn't do, well, hey, you happen to be on his team.
But you weren't as vulnerable as a quarterback can be vulnerable, right?
Hey, the way I look at it, if you cheap shot my quarterback, John, I got to get one of your D lineman knees. Because see, back then, Skip, you could jump on the back of somebody's legs. We had to cut. Nobody wanted to play the Broncos because we were notorious for cut block. How you think TD get 1,500, 1,700, 2,000? Because they, the first half, nothing today, TD. You're not getting anything today. But guess what, that fourth quarter? They were laying on the ground, Skip. Heels up in the air.
Last night, and me and him was in this game, and you remember this. Last night reminded me of when we walked into Tennessee and played in a Duffy Coliseum with Steve McNair, rest in peace. When I tell you physical...
In the playoff game?
That playoff game.
Seriously, I was there. I covered the game, and it was the most physical NFL game I've ever witnessed, ever. Didn't you guys, I think I was at your hotel, didn't guys wear camouflage to the game or something? I saw something. No, seriously.
But what the thing that and playing with Brian, I loved it.
Yeah.
He says, guys, I want you to be you. He said, we're not sneaking up on anybody. So he didn't want us to be quiet that week. He said, I want you to, when you go to capture a line, he said, I want you to bang on your drums. I want you to change your spears to let them know we coming. Yeah. So I don't want Tennessee to have any excuses. Well, we didn't know, they were this good. So we did all that talking all week. And when they were playing all the montages of what we had said, I said, whatever they say we said, we said it.
Has there ever been a more physical back than Eddie George? And he just said, I'm coming, and you said, I'm here for you.
Every play.
Every play.
I loved it.
Right?
And I was talking. We wasn't doing much on offense.
No.
But I was talking, I said, oh, yeah, but y'all can't score on us. We might not score, but y'all not going to score. So, hey, that was my thing. Playing with them, it was the first time, because normally I was on an offensive-based team. So I was doing all the talking because we could score 30 points on you. We might not get but 10. I said, but y'all only going to get 3. And that was the thing. I would go to Marvin Lewis. I said, Marvin, we were challenged Skip in 2000. I said, Marvin, how many points do we need to win? This was the AFC Championship game. Marvin said, give me 7 points. I was like, whoa! I said, well, Marvin, come on now, stop it. I said, Marvin, this is the championship game. We playing the Raiders. They like the number 2 offense. He said, Shannon, if you give me 7 and y'all don't turn it over, they won't score. They scored 3.
You gave him 7, right?
I gave him the early 7.
Yeah.
And he and Rod say it's over. I'm like, dude, it's like 2 minutes, it's like 8 minutes into the first quarter. He and Rod Woodson came to me and say, Shay, we going to the Super Bowl.
True story?
I said, well,
True story.
Okay. No exaggeration.
As soon as he called it.
It's over?
As soon as he came from the sideline, I said, game over.
He said, Shay, we going to the Super Bowl.
I said, we going to the Super Bowl.
Wow.
Game over.